So we're on our way to the DGR. Let's have a look at it. Ik heb hem maar aangezet. How's it? Welcome back to the Motorcycle Preservation Society. Today we're here at a distinguished gentleman's ride in Capetown. Just have a look at some of the bikes that came out today. So we're going to go for a ride shortly and then we'll take you along. Hope you enjoy. Some of you might recognize this bike. Eva Braun, and this used to be my old TZR. Look at this K behind me. A few other Ks as well. People are still rolling in. Some rockets. Hey. This nice sidecar. This is all in support for men's health. Look at this Truxton R. Olin suspension. Crazy. Another K. Triumph Scrambler. Triumph Scrambler. Triumph is one of the main sponsors for the Cape Town event, at least. I'm not sure about the rest. Good old wing. Have a look at that air filter. Sounds good with a pipe on. We'll go for a ride. I'll walk quickly through the stalls in the fort and we'll check in back with you now. Just check this guy out. Isn't that cool, eh? This is quite cool. Enjoying it?
Okay.
Okay, very cool, eh? We'll try and stand. Digging the tunes. Eh? Digging the tunes. 1891. Sure. These walls could talk, eh? Crazy. Bikes are still pulling in. I'm going to show you the biggest cannon I've seen in a while. After yesterday's racing. Okay, not sure what we're shooting. I think my house is over there. That's a big gun. Jeez, looks in it. Yo, look at this thing. Yo, it's a lot of seats. You can have a braai around this thing. Not sure who's sitting and who's shooting. Shoot.
Showing the world that all these dapper motorcyclists aren't causing trouble in the streets, but they are riding together to raise funds and awareness for a key important cause. Every single rider here today is connected.
Yes, it's mine. I heard you the flying brick from Flying Brick.
Yeah.
I'm the flying brick from Tableview.
Your name?
Vessel.
Chris, hello, Vessel.
Yeah, nice.
I just thought I'd pull behind you for
Yeah,
fun, you know?
I've been, yeah, no, I saw you park up there and you came back.
Yeah, I saw your bike. There's one other up there, but before I sort of saw yours,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah,
come on, I'll come behind.
I just
And mine
bought
had
it.
the pearl finish too, before I stripped it.
Yeah,
It was
that-
pearl.
yeah, I saw the tail pieces.
Yeah.
I bought it from a toppie in Portugal.
Yeah, portable.
It was under a blanket. The 92,000. I bought it on 90,000, almost 3,000 k's on it. Enjoying it. I
I
riding
only
it.
ride mine once a year here, so
Okay,
it's just for fun.
It looks very nice.
No, thank you. Right through. Further to the front is less stop go. I'm going to try and go through.
Well, Harley is shaking itself to bits. I think they invented engine mounts the year after this model was released. Sure, but it is rowdy though. Yeah, this is quite lovely, eh? I must say, so it's for men's health, not just the actual funding for medicine, actually. It's for even their well-being and their families, for people who are going through men's health type disorders, sicknesses. Not sure exactly, but I quite like the idea. Father's got prostate cancer, not sure. But so yeah, it's quite cool. I think, cool idea. It's, I was a bit not sure what, I didn't know what to expect coming on this ride. I've been to a few toy runs, and used, I think, the crowd of, I don't know, 7,000 people. Guessing now, at least that's how it seemed way back then. So this is a lot less on this DGR, especially in Cape Town. I've seen photos from other places, but it's still a lot actually. If I think of it, I don't know. If, I would be interested to see the numbers, but I'm guessing 500 odd motorcycles, and there's a mandatory donation of $10, which is 200 Rand, which is not a lot, but I've got a few friends that wanted to ride, and I heard the price, and like, yeesh, you know. So you only get the route once you've paid your minimum deposit. The idea is then to start your own fundraiser. I didn't know that. So then you start your fundraiser, and then the highest fundraiser wins actually a motorcycle here in Cape Town. I think Triumph is one of the big sponsors here in Cape Town. So yeah, it's quite cool. There's quite a lot of bikes. As I said, I wasn't sure what to expect. I think I had slightly in the back of my mind like a toy run, but it's very well organized. Coffee shops, food stalls. There will be food stalls as well. I'm going to grab something to eat on the way back. I told my wife she mustn't prepare lunch. So they also asked the people, please do not disappear directly after the ride. Still want to take some photos. It's obviously for the cause, you know, they wanted to put the message out there. So it's quite cool. I'm quite impressed with it actually. My first one. Yeah, see how it goes. It's narrow streets, but yeah, big bikes. Old riders, young riders, a lot of riders. Yeah, it's quite cool so far. I've got Carl, friend behind me, the yellow light on his RD400. Oh, the horn on this bike is fucking awesome, with my language. So yeah, we're going to go around Cape Town. I'm not sure exactly to where we're going to go around, but yeah, it's going to be quite a drive apparently. 48 k's, they say, and at this pace 20 k's an hour. Might take an hour to get there. We'll see how it goes. Be the kindness you want to see in the world. Maybe VMAX. Oh, look how cool this is. It's a bicycle with a motor, literally. Sounds amazing. I hope he passes us. Now, some prostate cancer. I've got a friend as well, his dad's got prostate cancer, and by my granddad, grandma's second husband died of prostate cancer as well. So I know that's the thing that gets the men usually. Early detection is key, apparently. done the blood test a few times, but been avoiding the so they had separate parking as well for the classics and the modern bikes. So all the classics bikes were parked separately, but down the ride obviously we're getting bunched up. A few Ducatis and stuff as well. Aandrywer presies dit daar. A lot of ladies riding as well, which is quite cool to see. I'm all for everybody riding motorcycles, the more the merrier. Braun doesn't like this stop and go traffic, eh? She's already getting a bit, she's halfway to it now. The fan only comes in when it's on fire basically. It is R100, what's this? R100! R100!
Or 80.
Or 80! Nice man, yeah.
A100.
Yeah!
Beautiful.
It's the RS. The RS. So yeah, not everybody digging the DGR. One guy is yelling there some profanities. Ah, beautiful, eh? Nice day for a ride. It's raining from tomorrow, rest of the week, so it's actually quite nice. Quite nice to have a bit of sun. Oh, this buttons feels like a TV game. I have to left, right, yeah. Okay, this. Pantry Bay. Oh, this is beautiful, but this is expensive. Let's see how the houses. See the heats. Not sure if you can see the heat gauge, but the heat gauge is sitting there. Oh, high. The fan should kick in. Any moment now. So yeah. German European spec bike, brilliant in the winter and the rain. A lot of heat from the motor, keeps you warm, the knee pads and stuff. But yeah, so South African weather is a bit hot. Oh, beautiful, eh? Yeah, look at this houses, as I say now, this is ridiculous. Same country that has people burning down half of the infrastructure. And then the same 50% of it is, I don't know, 8% of the people, probably less, 1% of the people, I don't know, living in absolute luxury. I can't imagine fathom who can afford to stay here. Barely afford to drive through here. So yeah, we're up to about 50 k's there. Heat's still very high. But yeah, no, this is quite cool. Oh, look at this guy. Ish, that looks dangerous. Not me. We're not doing anything on this thing. Got up there to 54 moment. Oh, nice. Ah, nice guy in the Mustang waving us past. Hope enough of us can pass. Ah, a few past. All the letters. Beautiful, eh? Oh, look at this, RD400. It's a nice video on YouTube if you want to check it out. Camp Bay. Ah, temp's down to half. Okay, now I know. Eva Bron, she does not like to go below 50. Or stand still. Feel the heat. My legs. Feel the loss. Side saddling it. Or more, I don't know. Backward saddle? Saddle? Reverse cowboy? Reverse biker? I don't know. Holding on. Quite cool. Oh, on. Come on, Eva, don't overheat. Turn. Go. Just see a puff of smoke from the DZR behind me. Oh, I have to open my legs up a bit, my legs are burning. Not burning, but hot. Oh, beautiful. Oh, look at this house, it's crazy. I'd really like to know, I think our president actually has a house here. Okay, so that's probably one way of affording become a president. Raak warm. Nie te warm nie, maar warm genoeg dat hier kyk, die fan het al 2 keer aangekom. Die fan kom eers anders aan die. Jy sê so. Ons trek weg by die robot. Ons trek weg by die robot. Al wat ek sien is rook vir die two-stroke. One kick. cool is his mom and son kissing. But this is quite cool. You're well. Beautiful, eh? One of the most beautiful cities in the world, eh? Oh, that's a bus coming your way. You don't want to ride in that lane. The oncoming lane with the bus coming. Tell you that, eh? Oh man. Ja, the next parker. Jeez, guy. Yeah, fuck. Chaos. Poor car driver is waving his arms at the guy. Like, what you doing? Say it a lot. There's the concept of dangerous motorbikes. And then there's a bigger concept, in my opinion, of dangerous riders. Inherently, a motorcycle is more dangerous than a car, but if you're a dangerous rider, you should not be on a motorcycle. You will get hurt, or worse. That was some dangerous riding. Don't get me wrong, I'm all up for having a bit of fun and racing and taking a chance here and there, but do it at least in a controlled environment like a track. It's going to be such an idiot. Yeah. Some nice sounding machines out there. Oh no, this is a beautiful way and day spend the day, eh? I must say my mental health has improved since the start of this ride, so it's already working. Riding for mental health. Allows one to reflect about life as well, eh? Scenic ride next to the ocean, eh? So I've said it 100 times, we've got a lot of things that we complain about in South Africa, and there's a lot of things that that's not so bad, eh? prawn. I'm proud of her, eh? So while we ride, I might give you a little bit of an update. I said I'll give my honest opinion, my ownership experience of the bike. So this far I'm still very happy, but I've had a lot of weird small issues. The fuel rail had some rust in it, which is ironic because it's got an aluminium tank, but the fuel sending units were rusted, which is the only metal part in there basically, and some hose clamps. So that was replaced now with stainless steel hose clamps and yeah, better parts, let's put it like that. And then I eventually had to cut the single-use crimp fitting on the fuel rail, and the rust came out there. So that's the OEM factory fitting, so it was never removed, and that's the only way to fully clean the fuel rails. There was rust in there, there was rust in the injectors. So I eventually cleaned the injectors, actually pulled them a few times, soaked them in carb cleaner overnight, and replaced the O-rings eventually. That's just from taking, it was already hard and cracked, and then taking them off and on again, it started to seep a bit of sweat, a bit of out there. And combine that with cleaning the injectors, the new fuel filter, and the bike's now running top notch. But it was a bit of a head scratch there because it would surge at certain RPMs. I hoped that fuel injector system cleaner would have solved it, but it didn't completely resolve that issue. So now the bike's running like top notch. I had some loose fittings on the fuel rail. There's an enormous amount of pressure going through that hose, through that fuel rail, a few bar. So if you do not have a proper round hose clamp, I mean like one that seals like a round pipe, not the one that just tightens from the one side, you will have some fuel leaking, which I learned the hard way. I had a weird intermittent issue. Whenever I would press the indicators, I might put a clip in here, it would cancel itself. So it's almost like a short, which I eventually tracked to a relay not firing, and the relay weren't opening properly, it seems. It's due to a bad ground. I cleaned the grounds. There's two main grounds I found in the microfiche wiring diagram, and I cleaned the grounds, and that issue was then resolved. So all in all, I had a very pleasant ownership experience still this far. I've almost put 3,000 Ks on it. I'm really enjoying it. My idea is still to go cat. Oh, to change the oil, the starter, the spray clutch gets stuck sometimes. If the bike stops, you have to rock the bike to get the starter going again. I first thought it was just the starter, but I mentioned it's a known issue with the spray clutch if the oil is very sluggish apparently. So I did do an engine flush, or oil treatment, where you actually poured in ride, I don't know, 20 Ks, I did less, and then flush it to get all the deposits out. Then of course the motor is separate from the gearbox. I put in a proper good high quality with all the additives all in the motor, and yeah, the starter has never stuck again, so it seemed to have resolved it. There was fresh oil apparently in the bike. The previous owner didn't change all the fluid recently. I think 90,000 Ks just before I bought it, but it stopped there. But yeah, so nice new oil filter, injectors clean. Yeah, so all in all, I'm having a blast. There's nothing really wrong with the bike anymore. I fixed the brake light, front brake light, which didn't have a sensor. I made my own sensor. So at this stage the bike's sorted, which then begs the question. I've almost put 3,000 Ks on it. I'm possibly planning on doing a lot more, or selling it. If I can get my money back and a bit more. There's some other bikes I've got my eyes on. I still like an R65. There was one actually now for sale recently for 40, a mint, very nice, same blue, the one that I made a video of, friend's one, but no papers. So that's always a question mark if that will be able to be sorted, but it looked absolutely stunning. So there's nothing wrong with Eva. My mind's just going, you know, I want to ride nice and interesting bikes, and I've been riding this. I said 3,000 k's. I went to Barrial, I went to Langebaan, I'm riding it all over. I do want to go camping still. I'm not sure. There's firstly not that much room to fit stuff, and it is a bit sporty, the suspension, so I'm not sure how well it will ride gravel roads if I want to ride gravel roads. So it's the only bike I have now, so to do stuff like that. I do have other motorcycles, but not for that purpose. So I might advertise them. We'll see. Not sure if I'm getting old or what. But this guy's bike is quite loud. I'm probably getting older. That's the borderline irritating. You won't get the old, can you? Traffic up ahead, single lane road. Ducatis. Distinguished gentleman, eh? Oh, this two-stroke smells so nice. Check if you guys are still on board. Yeah. Just took a peek at a red blinking light. Oh man, it's beautiful, eh? Capetown. Nice. So yeah, once a year a bunch of people put on suits, jump on their vintage motorbikes and ride for South. It's a distinguished gentleman's ride. I'm actually wearing my wedding suit. Luckily for me it still fits. We got married in 2019, so 6 years, just over 6 years. Yeah, quite happy that it still fits. Even got my same wedding shoes on. Same socks. Only thing that's not the same is my underwear. Oh, this trees and the leaves and falling beautiful. Oh man, a two-stroke. Especially that two-stroke. That's like fully synthetic outboard marine. I don't know, Motul 7100. It smells very delicious. Sure, that's nostalgia. A guy on an RD400 with a leather jacket, some brown boots, riding some of Africa's oldest roads. That's so good, man. Now that speeds went up a bit. Bike's running on cooler now. The guy on the RD friend Carl said he almost wore his kilt today. Oh no, it's irritating. Now it's bike again. Man, I must be getting older. Don't get me wrong, I used to have motorbikes like that. And I rode, you know, I traveled the country, especially on an old V-Max without any battery. My ears would bleed. Not really, but pretty much. You don't use earplugs. So yeah, I've gone from that to this. That said, I'll put a picture maybe of one of the K100s that was there, the RS's, the 4-valve motor. The guy had a pipe on it, Yeesh, it sounds like a S1000R. It's crazy. Beautiful. They stretch the legs as well. She wants to get out. Honestly, it's like that movie Speed. You go under 60, it might blow. We're doing 50, and he just went up. I just went 60 the last bit, but he went up again. We're doing 50 now, and it gets hard. But it's cool under the shaded trees. Actually, just quite ironic. Brakes are nice on this bike, Brembos. Big fat Brembos. I must say, all in all, this is a really nice bike. Comfortable, We've been averaging probably now 50 k's an hour for the last, I don't know, half an hour. Very nice. Coming down Rhodes Drive. Of that bicycle with an engine. It's almost a 50k, 40 something k ride. I wonder what's his distance. And the lady's skills blowing in the air now. Guy looks so irritated. ship's caught. Wanted to stop and pet the dog. Build that motor. I bought this from a friend for cheap, and he rebuilt it, rode it, parked it. Then I bought it, rebuilt it, and before I could park it, I sold it. And the guy's using it. It's almost 2,000 k's on it, and that's mostly riding in the suburbs. You see, this is the furthest he's ridden the bike. So he's riding it often, yeah, just short distance showing. But yeah, very nice guy, Andre. We've got mutual friends, or we know of people from school days. He also had a free MA. Follow this guy. Loud bike. I can hear how many bikes is there. 3 bikes ahead. I can hear it till here. Eh? Call a bit and we get ahead of this noisy. Around the corner and we stop. And there's people back boys and their toys, eh? How do they say? Yeah, people? Fucking that same guy. No offense to you, whoever you are. Oh, baby. Hold on to your hats, guys.
Very nice. Just call. Catch up to the flying brick. Capetown, you beaut, eh? Is lekker nee, is baie cool. Ah, nou oké. Yeah, a few more ladies. Ah. Quite happy to see women taking up Derby, eh? Passion for Derby. Lifestyle. Jeez, what you want to call it? Way of life. Yes, that thing sounds ridiculous. Mental. John, a friend of mine, told me he sold one recently. It looked very similar from what I remember from the pictures. Never saw it in real life. And never understood it. It's not the prettiest of bikes in my opinion. It's old style, that's it. But geez, I'm gonna get it now. I think I wouldn't mind riding it. Sure, that was oh, that is horrible. That was almost spiritual, a spirited ride, I would call that. Sure. So I had some time to reflect on this 50k odd drive. It's quite, yeah, quite nice. How was it? Lekker, hè? Okay, het is lekker. Jeez. Here we go. Huh? Ja. Ze hou vast.
Yesterday itself. Yeah, trying to. Blisters trying to hold on to that thing.
No, you're doing well, man.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to. Need to find some more time.
It was a nice day for everybody.
I think so as well.
Everyone rode really like that.
I think we needed a day like that.
I promise you, yeah. I wanted to send a message to that guy who runs the thing because it's supposed to be enough, but everyone rode really like in there.
Yeah. You on this?
Yeah.
Nice, eh? 1200.
Yeah.
Nice, eh? Yo.
It's not mine, but it's a beautiful motorbike.
I had the Explorer. It's on Tiger.
Yes, yeah.
And I always look at the Scramblers. There's a bit more beefy suspension.
It's
and
so
stuff.
lucky, honestly. You can do anything. with it.
Imagine.
Quite a
Awesome.
bike,
Chat to you again now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to check that out. Did you hear that thing ride? Yoda, that Lavara.
Oh, really? No, I didn't.
3-cylinder now. Wow, it sounds like a Spitfire aeroplane or something. Kom hier die toppie draai uitkom ou. Sorry, hi. I'm Vessel. I'm on this old K. I was riding behind you for a while, eh? John Kosterman. Not sure if you know John Kosterman. He had a Lavara Jota. Like
I
that.
think that was that the one that was being advertised at
Yeah.
Freedom 301, I think it
Yeah,
was there.
it's just sort of 260, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. I think he said the benchmark. It was the high, apparently. That's what I heard. That's what I was wondering. This is that one. I've
That one needs a lot of work done on it. It's a long way. That needs to be started.
The point of what I was going to say now is I was riding behind you, and I don't know. I know of them, and I had a friend that had one. But it sounds amazing. It's crazy. It sounds like a Spitfire engine going backfiring. It's awesome. Jeez, the
You know
3-cylinder.
why? It's actually there's a very unusual nature to this because most triples have got this 120 degree
Firing.
crank phasing.
Okay.
It's got 180 degree crank line. So actually there's a missing stroke, missing
Okay.
cylinder,
Yeah,
effectively
I
on
hear
a
you say,
7
yeah.
rotation. So it sounds unlike anything else you've ever heard.
Crazy. I love it. I kept on riding behind you. I was following you at the stages.
No, these things, they're quite gorgeous.
Yeah.
Especially with these later.
Thanks for following. See you again.
Yeah, thanks for following. Subscribe, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please. Do the thing.